Hi everyone, welcome back to the Breeze Lair podcast, and we're kicking 2021 off with the best possible interview I could ever imagine. No, it's not Dave Grohl, but it's someone even cooler and much more Australian. It's our very own Jack Parks. Now, a little intro before we get started. Jack Parks is an awesome killer rock drummer from Australia. His main project is the Buzzing Towers, and they are based out of Brisbane. Jack's an awesome dude. We met over Instagram a few years ago, quite a long time ago, and we followed each other's careers since, and now we finally get to sit down and talk for the first time ever in person. So check it out. This is my interview with Jack Parks. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody. Welcome back to the Breeze Lair podcast, episode 2 of the interview section. We are here with our very own Mr. Jack Parks. We finally did it. We're fucking chatting from one part of the world to the other.
It's Adam. I can't believe I'm getting interviewed by Adam Breeze from RavenEye, man.
Mate,
this is crazy.
Come on now. You know, this has been a long time coming for everyone who's listening or watching. It's we've known each other. Well, I mean, we've known each other on the internet for a long time. And we followed each other's accounts and stuff like that. So this is really cool to do because Jack is from Australia and obviously I'm in the United Kingdom. What time is it over there now?
Mate, it is approximately 6:20 a.m. So bright and early, hence why I've got the cuppa in hand.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling pretty good this morning.
That's good, man.
Yeah, so it's bright and early, but any excuse to talk to you, brother. So thank you for having me.
The weird thing is, I was gonna grab a beer, and then I thought that'd be really weird because you're drinking coffee, and I'll just have a beer in my hand. But I've got the green tea, so I'll stick with you on that. But so yeah, if people don't know who you are, just give yourself a little introduction and tell everyone who you are, what you do, all that shit.
Well, so as you were saying, I'm a drummer from the east coast of Australia. So much like yourself, I play in bands and do session work. So basically I'm playing in a couple of bands at the moment. Obviously, COVID has hit and affected everyone, so that was fucked. But that's basically me in a nutshell. I'm a rock drummer straight down the line, much like Breezy. So, mate, that's how we kind of hit it off, I guess. I saw this guy, and I was like, he gets it. And, yeah, that's I've been drumming 13 years and counting. So, yeah, man, I'm really enjoying it. Hoping to get back out touring again post-COVID. I was fortunate enough to have a good year last year with artists and touring around and stuff. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I wish I could play guitar, but I'm not as talented as you, mate.
Not yet, mate. I fake it. Yeah, you were saying, because the weird thing with COVID, like obviously over here, it's completely screwed over the music industry and events industry, pretty much everywhere else in the world as well. But like New Zealand, Australia, that kind of way, you guys weren't really affected by it, were you? It was kind of like a passing. It was like, a few cases, but it wasn't like you can't play gigs, you can't fucking, do anything fun, basically.
Yeah, we managed to, particularly up where I'm from. So I'm from Brisbane, Queensland. So I guess you call it a governor or a premier. I don't know what it is in the UK, probably a premier. Basically,
Prime Minister.
Borders at the
Prime Minister.
What's that, man?
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. Oh, yeah, because you guys, sorry. In Australia, we have borders and territories. We're so fucking isolated over here that we forget that countries function differently. But yeah, basically, Queensland shut their borders quickly, so we actually happened to kind of contain the virus, which meant we were in lockdown for a while. But we were actually lucky to open up and start the easing of restrictions, which meant artists could get back to even smaller gigs. So venues were putting capacity caps. So even if it was 50 50 people max. You know, we had to still socially distance everyone, but it still meant artists could keep working. So I've been fortunate enough to keep ticking over and playing small venue shows, which has been quite nice.
Very nice. I mean, yeah, it's just a weird thing seeing it obviously in a different country, and then here it's like, I can't remember. We did like a live stream thing with RavenEye, but apart from that, I haven't played in front of a live audience for at least a year. Like, at least. Which is like fucking soul destroying. You know, it's a really weird experience, not like, you know, being live rock drummers as we are, you know, you feed off that energy so much than like a session guy would, or, you know, whatever. It's like we both are kind of born to play live. Like recording's cool, but it's not the excitement that you get from a live fucking sweaty rock show, you know.
100%, man. Yeah, I totally agree. There's something about a live performance and sweaty people bouncing around that is almost a drive. You know, obviously you find new ways, and watching you has been great with what you're up to. It's awesome that artists, you can see the artists with the fire in the belly, and the ones that, you know, I've heard a lot of guys in this time have actually lost members in the band through just, you know, because they just didn't have the fire and they couldn't pull through something like this, which is really sad. You know, they've moved on to other things, and maybe that's because they've had to some of them. But yeah, it's definitely awesome to see musicians finding different avenues to create, keep their mind going, keep the juices flowing, until live shows come back, which they will. They will fucking come back, and they're going to be bigger and better than ever, I reckon, man. It's going to be, I think we've got it tough now, but I think people will be yearning for live music and shows as soon as this, you know, gets back to a bit of normality.
Yeah, I think it's going to get to a point where, you know, especially here, where we start getting venues that, there's a place that I play called Slim Jim's and Liquor Store, which is like this dive bar in London, and their capacity is 100 people, which is fuck all. It's like nothing. So they were trying to book shows, and like them having a reduced capacity and stuff is like 30 people. So I think what's going to happen is the bigger venues, 500 cap, 1,000 cap, they're just going to let people in at, you know, a 500 room will be going down to 200, or I don't know, because the thing is that the vaccine has come about to us now and it's been rolling out. So is it going to be this thing of people going to have this list on the door like, okay, this guy has it, this guy has it, oh yeah, hey, fuck you, bitch, you're not fucking allowed in. Like, I don't know if it's going to be that kind of situation, but it will come back. And I think people have been adapting. Like, I think there's a lot of people that I've met, and I'm sure it's the same as you, that I wouldn't have probably met through COVID, because everyone's just like ramping up the social media game and posting videos that they wouldn't post, and just, you know, just to keep sane and keep attention, you know. So yeah, weird world we're living in, man. Really weird.
It certainly is, man. And that's the thing. I think it's like, throughout this period, I've had the opportunity to really hone in on the craft from behind the doors. So like, you know, a bit of studio work, working out production, bit of production mics, which is something that, you know, maybe if this didn't happen, I wouldn't be diving into as much of. So, you know, I guess that's the thing we all need to do too, is take certain things as positives and kind of look on the bright side of things. I think that's really important through this time. And that's certainly been a positive for me, is actually diving in and researching and working out how to use, you know, Logic, which is something that I've been meaning to do for fucking ages. So yeah, that's been cool. So.
I think that's a good point, actually, because a lot of drummers that I've been talking to, it's the same thing, as no one's ever touched Pro Tools Logic, like a microphone, or no one's used a preamp before, and they're like, what's this? And I think it's pushed people into, for me, because I went to university and studied audio production, and I've grown up doing all the video stuff myself, and I've always been interested in it. It was never like, oh, I have to learn this and learn that. Don't get me wrong, I'm always learning by buying new gear and kind of like, you know, slowly getting better. But for people who have just started out, it's a massive progress. Like, because I sit here, I'm like, oh, it's easy because I've been doing it for so long. But you know, the guys that haven't touched it before, they've got, yeah, it's such a massive learning curve, but it's really cool.
Just for the record, people, I come to this guy for a lot of advice, and he's
life advice, not just drum advice.
And now you're gonna, you know what? Now you're gonna fucking have 100 people come to you and ask for advice, man. You're gonna be on your laptop 24/7.
Man, I'm gonna be a therapist from now on. Maybe that's my new calling. Yeah, I mean, I think, for example, like, you know, if you go check out Jack's videos, maybe, let's say, like, before lockdown, maybe before that, you were kind of just, like, recording with, like, what was this, just like a Zoom overhead and one camera, and now it's, like, up to two cameras, all mic'd up, going into decent preamps, you got a really cool-looking room, and it's the same, you know, same with me. Like, if you look, like, 2 or 3 years back, this place was covered in posters, I was playing, like, there was shit everywhere, and it didn't sound good, it didn't look good, but you slowly learn, you slowly build up, you slowly start getting better mics, better cameras, and then, you know, start getting more followers, you start getting more work, and, you know, it's a really cool process to see that with people that you've been talking to and, you know, like, bouncing off for a while. So what is your studio setup at the moment? Like, what have you been, like, kind of doing through COVID? I mean, obviously it hasn't changed that much, but...
So studio setup is in gear. So basically at the moment we've got my band, my staple band at the moment, the Buzzing Towers, we've got a rehearsal space, and basically it's in the middle of like a fucking really creepy industrial area. Nice. And it sounds bad, but we've got this little shitty shed off to the side of all these big carpet factories. And over the years, there was this band in Brisbane they're called the Cheap Fakes, and they started this little room, which has slowly evolved into a studio, just home jobs. And they've basically built out this little room into a studio where they've recorded albums over the years. And they're actually quite a popular band here in Brisbane, Australia. They tour around nationally all the time here in Australia. And they basically, I was looking for a space for my drum room. And they started renting it to me on certain nights. And since then, it's kind of turned into, they've kind of left the scene a bit. And me and my band have taken over, which means I've had the ability to actually set things up a little bit in my corner how I want it. So I've obviously invested, as I was saying before, invested in a good interface, and I've had to upgrade computers, which has sent me broke. But I'm testing out some new mics at the moment. I'm using Lewitt mics.
Yeah.
Combination of those mixed with Shure, so your classic SM57. And as I said, I just wanted to kind of start somewhere. So I'm basically started with these Lewitt mics. I think they're 314 TTs or 340 TTs on the toms. Beautiful little mics and bang for buck too. So I knew that if I went super high end straight away, it was probably going to be useless because I haven't really
totally
mastered the craft, if you will. But I figured if I got these mics and I just start building up my game, it'll teach me to actually work EQ, compressions, and really hone in on that. So then I can appreciate the more expensive mics later on in life.
Yeah, man. No, that's cool. I think it's a rare thing, because I fucking love talking to drummers, musicians, that you have the same kind of, you're on the same fucking frequency, you're on the same boat. It's, there's a lot of guys out there that when I talk to them about music, or it's very kind of different views, and you're like, maybe like I should be talking to this guy, but like this is a great conversation. And if people haven't seen Jack's videos, go check him out on Instagram, YouTube, and we'll put the links and stuff in the description. But he I remember. I can't remember if you found me maybe, and then I was like, oh fuck, this guy's fucking cool. So, and then I started checking out his videos. He's like, I have learned. You saying you've learned so much of me, I've learned so much of you, mate. Like over the years, I've this. I want to say it. You know, I have learned. Here goes
the bromance talk, brother.
I've learned a lot of this dude in terms of just, and you know, I think we've got the same sort of energy, and it's really weird but really cool finding someone online out of the blue who is almost like a brother from another mother. You know, it's really, you know, there's another guy called Caleb Crosby, and he plays for Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown. You know that band?
Seen Caleb, yeah.
Yeah. And we always speak, and he's just like, yeah, I think we're the same person, but just you're British, and I now have an Australian brother, and now a US brother as well. So it is strange when you think about it. But when you were growing up and you started playing, so you said 13 years drumming. Who are your guys? Like, I already know this answer, but who are your maybe not, maybe it might be like Nico McBride or something. But who was your guys like growing up where you saw someone do something and you went, I want to fucking do that. That's, you know, or girl.
You know what? My father showed me a video clip on a program over here. It's our morning music program, Rage. And it was Stuart Copeland from the Police. It was a 1983, I think it was Synchronicity concert by the Police in 1983. And he just said, hey, look at this guy. And I remember, I think I was like 13, and I sat there and watched Stuart Copeland, just like, this guy, that's the coolest fucking thing ever. Like, and then I obviously thought, man, he must get heaps of girls, you know.
And then from that moment on, you were sold.
And then, yeah. But yeah, in the Synchronicity concert, you know, you can see all the ladies watching him, and come on, let's face it, they don't watch guitarists.
No, it's true. I mean, we're not in this for anything else, are we? Like, we just want chicks.
No, yeah, man. And but yeah, basically from then it was actually Stuart Copeland, and then obviously Taylor Hawkins, Dave Grohl, and then I got into a bit of when I got to high school, I started to hit a bit of hardcore in Australia. There was this East Coast hardcore scene, so it was a lot of fast, you know, punk hardcore bands would play on a Tuesday night and pack out a fucking local hall with 500 kids, and that was a big scene. So that introduced me to a lot of those sort of guys. And then I went through a big Aaron Gillespie phase from Under Oath.
So did I.
Because let's face it, he knows how to thump the drums. I really liked watching him, just the aesthetic of how he plays. And obviously, you know, people have got their opinions about Aaron as a drummer, but I just think emotion he leaves nothing left in the tank. Yeah. And you can see the emotion he outpours in his drums, and that to me was so attractive about the craft. Was, you know, there's guys out there, and full credit to them, guys that do stuff on the drums that I can't explain. I can't even, you know, I look at it and I just go, wow, where do you even start? But the reason why I was attracted to guys like Aaron was because you could tell, no matter what, you know, they were just channeled into what they were doing, and it was just so pure. The performance every time was different, and I've seen him live. I've had I've been lucky enough to see him live a couple of times, and I just fell in love with his playing and him as a performer, and that's kind of mixed in with all these other guys. So that's probably where I get my loudness from as a drummer.
Yeah, man. It's cool because I remember getting into Aaron is it Gillespie? I don't know. And it was the same thing for me. And I'm always attracted to drummers or musicians in that fact that, like you said, it's like a blueprint. If you heard an Under Oath song, if you heard a Led Zeppelin song, whatever it is, you know who's playing the drums. You know who's playing the drums because it's a personality. And there's so many guys that nowadays, I'm not dissing anyone, and girls, whatever, it's like you can put on a tape a record and you have no idea who's playing the drums. It could be anyone. It's like, it just sounds like everyone else, sampled everyone else. But when you put these guys on and when you see them live, like Aaron, there's a guy called Ray Luzier who plays for Korn as well. And, you know, guys like that where you look and you're like, you know, if he came off stage and got hit by a bus, like, he wouldn't have any regrets, and he just played the best show he could. And the next show, you just keep going and going. You play every show, as cliche as it sounds, like it's going to be your last. And that to me is like paramount. It's paramount, because what's the point otherwise? If you're not going to go on stage and just rip your heart out and go, here you go, this is me. It's like, there's, you know, that waiting for the bus look can fucking do one, because I've encountered it so much online and live and stuff, and it's not inspiring. And the people that inspire me are people who just put themselves out on a plate and go, this is me. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. If you like it, great. Like, let's, you know, hang out, have a beer. But that mentality of, like you said, here's me, this is what you get, and I'm leaving nothing left. I'm going to, you know, destroy it all. And that doesn't mean that you have to smack the shit out of the drum kit. Like, that doesn't mean, like, you need to destroy stuff. But, you know, like Steve Jordan, or, you know, any guys like that, same thing. They've got the lightest touch, but that's them. That's who they are as a person. It's who they are as a human being. You know, Roger Taylor from Queen, he doesn't hit that hard, but that's him. And I've always been that guy that has always looked to those people and been like, more as drummers, more as musicians, just human beings, and been like, oh, okay, I get it, I get them, I get what they're about. But yeah, man, I think it's a very rare thing to find these days, especially in drummers. I think there's a lot of guys that always, when they grow up practicing, learning things, they always focus on the fast things. They always focus on the things that flash and stick tricks and all that shit. And they never focus on who they are as a person. Because a lot of people in life never find that. They never find what they want to do, who they are, what their calling is. And when people, especially musicians, artists, find what they want to do and know who they are, you know, it took me a fucking long time to find out who I was as a drummer. Like, you know, you imitate everyone, Dave Grohl, Taylor Hawkins, you buy all the same fucking gear, like, you buy the same setup, you buy the same microphones, like, sticks, like, whatever it is, and you're like, I'm this guy. And then it gets to a couple of years later, and you're like, well, hang on, I'm not Dave Grohl, I'm not Taylor Hawkins, I love them to fucking bits, and I, you know, stealing is, or copying is the biggest, you know, what's it called, flattery, you know, but you got to find who you are. And once you find that, which I kind of found over the last maybe 2 or 3 years, it's like, cool, just go with it, because there's no point of, you know, looking back and just put yourself out there and people will notice, I think. But
100% agree, man. Yeah. I think that's so important, is finding yourself within your craft, as you say. You know, there's tweaks here and there, and you always discover new artists and new guys that you watch, and you take things. Maybe it's, you know, it's made me reflect on myself as a player, finding new artists in different genres, you know, a bit of, but I can honestly say that hasn't changed me as a player. In my, I guess,
you're not going to be playing jazz tomorrow. That's not you. It's not you, but you're willing to try it, and, you know, let's see what happens. I think the thing is with practice and stuff, I was talking to someone about it, and, like, if, you know, there's nothing wrong with learning whatever you want. Just make sure, if you want to learn Latin, jazz, samba, just make sure you're fucking interested. Because if you're just learning it for the fact of, oh, well, I've got to learn this, you're not going to be good at, you're just going to be shit, and you're just going to give up, and you're not going to learn it properly. But if you sit down and go, this is really, you know, turning me on to different things, and, you know, then you'll pick it up. And that, I think that's the same with us. Is when I was growing up as a drummer, I was like, my goal was, I want to be the best fucking rock drummer I can be. rock drumming. That's it. That's all I want to focus on. I don't want to touch any genres, and that's probably a bit narrow-headed, short-sighted of me. But that's still my goal now. It's like the rock world is quite simple on drums. Let's be honest. Just bash the shit out of them and keep time. But to be a great rock drummer, it's like nigh unreachable sometimes. You just like I don't know if I'm going to be as good as Dave Grohl or Steve Jordan or whoever you look up to, but I think those guys don't give a shit if they were playing in a pub or at Wembley Stadium. It's like they'll just they're them. So,
and I guess that's the attraction too, is you see guys within your scene and your craft. And when I watched your videos, I instantly want to just go play drums because I can just tell that you want to be there. You're so present, and you're in it, and you're not just doing it for Instagram likes or fucking channel views or anything like that. It's purely you couldn't give a fuck if the camera was there. That's how I feel sometimes. It's just something that's on the side, and that's what I feel is so cool about watching videos like yours and watching you develop as a drummer too. Is just I find that so cool in watching that and seeing that every day through players online, and that's what I think keeps all of us inspired together and pushing each other, and that's all you can ask for. It's awesome,
Yeah, definitely, man. I think it's cool when you get. It's almost like there's certain people, you being one of them, on Instagram or whatever, Facebook, YouTube, and you can't wait. You're like, what are they going to put up next? What are they going to put up next that I can just be like, that's fucking cool. I'm going to take that to the shed and try and get that down and stuff. But yeah, I think it's that inspiration is such a big thing for people like us, because you take something and then you put it onto yourself, and then you just keep getting better and better, and you just keep learning more. But yeah, I want to talk about the Instagram world of drumming, because obviously that's how we met, really. Who are some of the guys or girls that you're following at the moment that you're like, fucking yes? Apart from me, obviously, who you going? It's really cool shit.
Yeah, like there's a few guys over the years. One of the first other guys I came in, and a lot of Instagrammers, drummers online will know who he is Joey Parasoli. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Joey Bones. He goes by Joey Bones. Are you familiar with him?
I think so. I think I've heard of him. Where's he from?
Yeah, he's from. So what's that? Sorry.
Yeah, where's he from?
So he's from New Jersey, in the United States, and he kind of got on. I think he got on Instagram similar time as me, and he's just absolutely powered. Like you could tell he was in love with what he was doing. Things were developing every week for him. But he had this really nice, this good finesse of playing. But he had, the dynamics were there. You could tell he was trying to find a style within what he was doing, and he was trying out different things. But I was just driven by, he just had some killer licks that I would go into the room after watching him play and I go, how do you do this? And how do you do that? And to this day, I've actually taken some of those licks and from these guys, and I actually use them which is the Instagram world is kind of like a database of almost lessons for yourself too, and that's the beauty of it. That's why the focus for me is when I go on Instagram and I watch it, I watch these guys. Sorry, I've got off topic with your question. Joey Bones, go check him out.
Yeah, go check out Joey Bones. I'll put his link in there.
Joey Bones, yeah. Instagram Joey Bones, awesome. I've been watching this younger dude. Sorry, I've totally gone off topic.
No, you roll with it. You roll. I'm not fucking cutting anything. You go with it.
No. I'm trying to stick to that. There's another guy. I think it's Thomas Lowry. He's and excuse me if I get the pronunciations of the name wrong, because we all go by Instagram usernames.
That's true.
He's a young fella from the States, and he puts up daily videos, and it's just him rocking out to rock tunes like jams. And I've seen him progress. He's very young. I think he looks around 18, 19. But I've seen him progress, and his kit just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But he just goes like guys like Aaron, just goes in and just jams out to his favorite songs. But you can see that he's grabbing techniques and learning off other guys on Instagram, bringing it back to the drum kit and putting it in his playing. And they're the guys I watch, like yourself, like Joey Bones, like Tom, because it's just, you can see where they're going and you can see themselves. Yeah, as you say, finding their character in their playing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool, man. Well, we'll put all those links in the description. You can go check those guys out. I need to go check them out because I think I've heard of maybe one of those guys, but I need to go check them out as well. So, yeah, man. It's Instagram. I love Instagram compared to Facebook and stuff like that, and like even YouTube, because Instagram, you can search for anything and you could come across something that someone would have like 200 followers or whatever, that you would never find them, and they're like killing it, and you're like, well, where the fuck has this guy come from, or this girl? That's the cool thing about it. Whereas YouTube, it's all defined by subscribers and all that shit, so all the big guys come first. Whereas Instagram, you could search whatever hashtag you want, and it's crazy how you can find people on that. I got I joined this new band called Dead Romantic, and they're like kind of like a pop rock kind of group, and the guy who runs that, so the guy,
awesome stuff. Yeah, sorry.
Cheers, man. No, I appreciate it. And that gig was through Instagram. So the guy who's like runs the band, Mike, he recorded this song, and he was like, I need a drummer. Like, I have no idea, because he just moved from Canada, and he was like, I have no idea what fucking UK drummers are. So he just went on Instagram, hashtag UK drummer, right? This was he was saying he was at 2 a.m. and he was scrolling through all these fucking drummers, going nope, 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 nope. And he came to a video on my profile, and like, just imagine if I didn't use this fucking hashtag. It's stupid. And yeah, he watched one of my videos and he was like, that's the guy. He messaged me on Instagram, hey man, I'm doing this. Do you want to, like, it's based in Manchester. Do you want to do, And at the time I wasn't busy and I thought it was really cool. I was like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And I'm going up to his, he has a studio up at his place, and we're going up to record a fucking album now. So
cool.
It's the power of Instagram and the power of social media has gone up tenfold in the last like 2 or 3 years. Obviously because this COVID shit. But I think in just general, every video I put out, and I'm sure it's the same with you, you want to make sure it's it's different for both of us, but like, I want to make sure that it's as good as possible, but at the same time, I don't want to put out something, if I like fuck something up, I don't really care, I just put it out there because it's me. But you see guys like Mike Johnston and other guys, like the Drumeo guys, it's all perfect. It's all like pristine fucking quality, 4K, all the like tens of thousands of pounds of mics, which is great, and their playing is amazing, but I want to see like a bit of piss and vinegar. Like, I want to see a bit of like, I want to see a bit of attitude. I want to see someone fuck up, because if you don't see someone fuck up as a musician, they aren't human. They're a fucking Terminator. There's no way that they, and that's what I'm attracted to as well on the social media side, is that if I see a video of someone like in their practice room, just on an iPhone, just like slamming and they're breaking shit, and they're like, oh fuck this, and they do it again. It's like, I'm more attracted to that than watching someone, no offense, like Cobus or whatever, like doing this amazing drum cover. Don't get me wrong, these guys are fucking great, and just doing all these licks and doing it perfectly. New drum heads, new drumsticks every cover, I want to see a kid bash the shit out of his drum kit with like splintered sticks and fucking damaged drum heads and stuff, because that's, I don't know, it's a bit more real, and you connect to it as a human being more than someone who's just like, fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing, but yeah.
I get it, man.
You know, and that's why I think we kind of kicked it off and started chatting, because the videos we were putting up were, and they're always that nature. I think even, it doesn't matter how much money you have and how much gear you have and how good your filming is, so long as the guy behind the drum kit is loving what they're doing, it's, I don't know, it's, you can see that. You can see it through a fucking camera. And if you can see it through a camera, then, you know, you need to go see him live. I need to see you live, and we need to somehow meet up. Somehow.
Yeah, well,
you know.
All I've been doing, man, I was actually showing a friend of mine the other day a couple of RavenEye live sets. I think it was from Germany. 2017, was that when you're in Germany?
Yeah, that was the Kiss tour, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And, man, that looks so cool. Mate. Some of those shows, bro. And, yeah, it was... dude, how... I got to ask you a question.
You switch tables. Playing
arenas to 40,000 people, man. Like, a step up from, say, a club. How was that? How was the kind of the lead up to it, the anxiety before it, because I find this interesting. I think a lot of drummers dream about that, and they always often wonder what the feels are like before a show like that. So I know this is your interview, but I'm asking you this because I think that's fucking cool.
I it was weird with the Kiss tour, because we were just kind of doing a headline run before that in the UK, some small shows like 200, 300 cap rooms. It was tiny, and it was on Valentine's Day that I got this call from Ollie, and he was like, "Hey man, you know, like we might like get the Kiss tour," and I was like, "Yeah, well, I forgot about that." He was like, "Yeah, we got it, we're going on tour with Kiss." And I thought it was a joke. I was like, "Yeah, you're calling me up on Valentine's Day. I'm all alone, you son of a bitch. Like, I'm already fucking sad. Like, why are you doing this to me?" And he was like, "No, I'm being serious." So we had like 2 weeks, pretty much 2 weeks to prepare for this fucking tour. Bearing in mind, every show was at least 20,000. And we as a band from Milton Keynes in the UK who were playing like 200, 300 cap rooms, we were shitting bricks, because we didn't know how to, we knew how to orchestrate a room of 200, 300 people, and we knew who we were as a band, but like, we didn't, playing arenas for the first time, we took it so seriously that it almost ruined the first show. So the first show was in Moscow in Russia, and that was one of the biggest shows. That was like 30,000, 40,000. Massive fucking stadium arena place, and we were just shitting bricks. We were like, oh my god. We prepped as much as we could, but you know, you can't prepare your mind for that. And we were on side stage. Yeah. We were on side stage, and the guy from the manager from Kiss was like, "Okay, good luck, guys." You know, he came out and was like, Gus, I can't remember, I think it's Gus. Yeah, he's like, "Good luck, guys." And we were like, "Fuck!" Like now we're being watched. That's even worse. And You know when you dream shit like that, because I know drummers do, and you hear like the roar of the crowd in your dreams, and you're like, wow, that sounds so fucking cool. The roar of the crowd when we were on the side stage in that was fucking deafening. It was, I had my in-ears, and I was like, holy shit, that's what 30,000 people cheering sounds like. So walked up to the stage, and instantly I was like, I'm playing in my shed. Let's go. It was that attitude of like, fuck it. I'm not gonna put on a face. I'm not gonna, stick tricks and Tommy Lee and shit. I'm just gonna be me. I'm gonna be me. And if people like it, then great. And the same with RavenEye. RavenEye, I've always had that attitude of, this is us. Take it or leave it. And that's what we did on all those shows. And it was like, after the first show, we were like, we were like, yeah, we can fucking do 100,000. Like, bring it on. And the anxiety and stuff because you work for that for so long, when you finally get it, my mindset is like, let's fucking go. Because if it isn't, you're not ready. I don't know. It sounds stupid because you know, you've got to have that mindset, man, of just I'll play to one person and I'll smash shit out of the drums. I'll play to 100,000 people and I'll smash shit out of the drums. It does. You got to have that mindset all the. Well,
that's it.
Time.
You were meant to be there, man. You were meant to be there, and I think that's important. An important thing going forward for anyone is knowing that when you get presented these opportunities, that you own it, and that's really cool. I think that was awesome, man. It was a privilege to watch you go through that. I think we only just met.
Yeah, I think we did actually.
And
yeah.
I would just remember just being so fucking proud for you.
Thanks, man.
Because it was epic, man. So thanks for the.
It's all right. No, it was when people ask me about it, it was a dream. Like the whole tour was a dream. It was honestly the way the crew treated us. We thought we were going to be treated like shit, and the Kiss crew were amazing. They were so cool. They gave us a backdrop every night. They gave us lights. They didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and that was just, we learned after we got off that tour, we learned so fucking much that, you know, I will never, ever, ever, ever forget. And you take those experiences on. But yeah, so I don't know how long we've been talking for, but I feel like we should talk about some like quick. We'll do some quick fire questions and see.
Cool, bro.
See if you're feeling up to it. You up to it? You up to some little fucking?
I'm up for it. Let's go.
All right, so we'll do like 5. Okay, so easy one first. Top 5 drummers, go.
Stuart Copeland, Chad Smith, Aaron Gillespie, Dave Grohl, Taylor Hawkins.
Oh, that was quick. Holy shit, I like it. Okay, favorite takeout food?
Pizza. For sure.
You are a drummer, fucking hell. Okay, favorite
stable diet, brother.
Stable fucking diet for most musicians. Favorite beer in general, or like Australian beer, ale, you know.
Well, my favorite, we're blessed over here in Australia with a lot of nice beers, a lot of craft beers, but from where I'm from, there's 4X. A beer company called 4X. I don't know if you've got it in the UK, but it's a big deal here. You got it's like, you know, people think Foster's is Australian, but we don't even fucking have Foster's over here.
That's funny because our bass player is Australian, and I said to him like, "Oh, back Foster's, mate," and he's like, "It's made." You look on the back, and it's made in fucking. I don't know. I think it's made here. I'm pretty sure it's made here. Like it was a novelty. It was a novelty for me to tour to the UK and go to I think it was like a service station or something, and see Foster's in the fridge because we don't have it. There was advertisements the other day of Foster's coming back to Australia, and I was like, well, fuck, where did it go? You know, it's gone. Everyone else has got it, but we don't. But that's 4X, so going back to the story, there's a beer called 4X over here. Yeah.
And that is I actually lived right next to the factory, so I could smell the hops and all that stuff. Hello, you there?
Yeah,
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, all good.
I had just had a little technical thing on them, but yeah, that's probably my favourite beer overall.
Okay, X. So
hometown.
So what was it? 4X, not triple X.
4X. So XXXX.
Okay. I'll check it out.
I'm sure you're gonna get it. I'm sure you're gonna get it in green rooms when RavenEye tour Australia.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because we have fucking loads of craft beers over here, and we have like Brewdog do loads of cool beers. And there's this one called, I think it's called Clockwork Orange, and it's like an orange flavored kind of craft beer, like an ale. That's fucking great. Okay, favorite beers, 4X. I've got all of these questions written down, but I can't look at them because I'm fucking on a phone call to you.
What's what's your favourite beer?
Probably that. I mean, the thing is, I don't really drink beer. Like, I've never really drunk beer. I've drunk cider. I always used to drink cider, like fucking Strongbow, dark fruit, and all that disgusting shit when I was younger. But now, if I go to a bar, I'll order like an old fashioned, or like
Beautiful.
or whiskey sour. I fucking love whiskey sour. I've been getting into whiskey sours so much. Obviously, when bars are open, whiskey sours, and it has to have egg white in it. And when everyone's like, "Oh, egg white," it's like, yes, you have to have egg white in whiskey sours. Or just like a really, really fucking good red wine, which is dangerous.
Yep.
Which is really dangerous, but I love red wine as well. I don't drink that on shows. Like, we normally, on our rider, we always ask for a bottle of Jameson whiskey. Because
Perfect.
you can just fucking shot that clean. You know, Jack Daniels maybe not, but Jameson, that's some clean shit, man.
Yeah, whiskey is a good drink. That's my drink of choice away from beer. But here we are just promoting alcohol.
Please sponsor me, Jameson. No, I mean, I guess it's just a weird one that we haven't been able to go to bars and restaurants and stuff, because when it was like before the lockdown, we could actually go out. The government said that you could go out and eat half price to help out to eat out kind of thing. So every motherfucker went out and got you know, food and drink. And now it's just like, I never thought I'd say this, I miss going to the pub just to have a glass of wine or fucking just have a natter, you know, because in the US, it's not really a big thing. When you go over there, there's like bars and sports bars and fucking. There's no pubs, because pubs are quite a communal thing. I think you always see someone there you know. Yeah. You always see someone you know, or you know. But yeah, alcohol, good times.
Mate, I'm liking your recipes more than ever. Those little segments you do with
my god, mate,
you must be a good fucking cook, dude. Like, your girlfriend must be a happy woman.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I just kind of grab all the shit in the fridge that I have and then I just cook. I just like whip it up. I made spaghetti and meatballs tonight. I made homemade Italian meatballs, which was good. But I do like cooking. I never thought I'd say that. I do like it as a, you know, creating flavors. But before I wanted to be like a musician or a drummer, I wanted to be a chef. Like, I always just wanted to be. I was like, I want to be a chef. And then I realized how much hard work it was. And I was like,
and the long hours.
Oh yeah, and the heat, the fucking heat as well. Oh my god. But yeah, thanks, man. It's fuck me up episodes on my Instagram. And episode
116920.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think it might be 1180. I'm not sure, but something like that. But it's funny because there's so many filters and shit on Instagram, and I don't know if it was me or you that found the one that it was like genetic heritage, and it fucking turns your face into whatever.
That was a time.
Turns into whatever fucking animal comes up, and it morphs your face. Oh my god, so good! And the videos you show me, like on your folks and your brother and shit. Oh my god.
You know what? We need to find that filter and do a couple more of those, because they were hilarious. I think my whole family got onto it, and that's probably the hardest I've laughed in a long time. I don't know, whoever made that Instagram filter is a dead set.
I think it's legend, because you think it's going to be serious. You think it's going to I'm going to be, you know, whatever, and then it comes up with like a fucking wasp. And you're like, okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, other than Instagram filters, what stuff have you got coming up? What are you excited about? What's going down in Down Under, basically?
Down Under. Well, my band, my project that I've been working on of recent times, we're just about to release our second offering of music. So we've been lucky enough to record, a bunch of tracks that we're really excited to release. So that's the Buzzing Towers, we're called. Very, very inspired by a lot of Brit rock, early influences, old Oasis. We got Smashing Pumpkins influence, a bit of that. And we've been really lucky to settle our final lineup. So we've just found, we've just finally, and you know what that process is like, is, with band members and getting the right mix. And obviously the most important thing is chemistry. So we've just found that, and it feels really good. So we've just recorded a bunch of tracks with the new members, and we're really excited. We're it's probably the best work that I've been involved in to date in a recording sense. So that's going to be being released sort of late January, early Feb. So then we'll see what comes of that. And obviously dealing with shows, we've got we're lucky enough to be able to play shows. So we got one here in downtown Brisbane next weekend, which is capacity. So that's 200 people, which around that sort of mark, which is kind of nice for that venue. That's what COVID's allowing at the moment. So, that's pretty much, we can't really look too far ahead at the moment. It's kind of, it's one of those things that you want to get excited, and you do get excited about little things. I think it's just, taking it week by week, day by day, and trying to find something to be excited about to keep the morale high, keep enthusiastic, and keep you working. At the moment, that's the go with me. That's what's keeping me busy at the moment. So
yeah, man. Instagram video is going to keep flowing. Have you got any more covers planned?
Of course. Yeah, and Instagram, I've been having a bit of fun lately with, as you've probably seen, just playing, beating down on some classic covers. And I'm actually learning a few things from that too, just with my playing. I figured that, I'll have a bit of fun and record some tracks and stick it up on YouTube, and playing with editing and stuff. So that's basically what I've been doing, diving into editing and learning how to, use programs like Final Cut and obviously your Logic, and and kind of I want to get back into sort of grooving, creating licks and different things and having a bit of fun and swapping ideas with guys like yourself. And I think I've gone too far down maybe the cover rabbit hole. I need to actually get back to actually raw playing. I was just having way too much fun with beating down on some classic numbers. So.
Yeah, I think with the cover stuff, like I get to that point as well where you can cover any fucking song you want, but you're restricted in some aspects. Like, you don't want to play, don't want to overplay a cover, but you can't overplay at the same time. So it's like you're always going to play the drum part that's written. So it's like, okay, this is, if you do it over and over, it's just like, I want to have a bit of freedom kind of thing. Yeah, I get it. Certainly, man. But it's been fun in the meantime. Keep the mind healthy through these sort of times, which has been nice. Just finding those avenues. Yeah, man. On that note, then, because a question just came to mind. What is your top favorite, just one, drum track, Dave Grohl drum track ever? Whatever he's played on. It doesn't have to be Foos or Nirvana. It could be anything.
Well, Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf. That album was awesome. And I really liked his drum work on that. I love A Song for the Dead. That was a really cool drum track. And last year, I learnt that playing that live was pretty,
yeah.
That's a test in itself, that song. I can appreciate that. It takes a lot of energy, and you can tell he thought about it, and he really, it's quite intricate, but it's simple at the same time. I really like that track, and it's just ballsy. I just, you hear the first kind of few bars of that song, and it just really sets the scene, his drums in that. And I think that album wouldn't have been what it was without Dave on it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff. But also, you know, them Crooked Vultures, you know, Spinning in the Daffodils, that's a good track. His Crooked Vultures stuff. Also, you know, I haven't even mentioned Nirvana, but I think his latest stuff has been really good too. So
good choices. I mean, yeah, the them Crooked Vultures stuff was obviously a big depart from what I'm guessing, from what he's used to writing, you know, drum part wise, because you listen to like Spinning in the Daffodils or like Elephants or whatever, and it's like, oh fuck, this guy can actually this guy can actually think and play and write hooks and stuff. Because Nirvana, it's kind of like meatheady, like dum da dum dum dan da, you know. But them Crooked Vultures are some really intricate stuff that you go, oh, hang on, what was that? What did he do there? Same with Queens of the Stone Age. It's like, oh, I didn't think he could do that, and he does it.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, holy shit. Yeah, man, that's cool. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. So,
yeah, man.
Cool. Dave Grohl all the way. All right, well, if we do a little outro and just, we've already spoke of what you're up to, but if you go check out the Buzzing Towers, if you guys are on Spotify and iTunes.
We're just newly on all the platforms, so yeah, you can check us out on Spotify. Yep, we're on pretty much every platform. So just the Buzzing Towers. You can search us there and check us out and
subscribe. Give us a like. Yeah. Nice, man. Cool. And then your Instagram is at Jack Park. I'll let you do it. Yeah, Jack Park.
Yeah, Jack Park's Drums. It is
cool.
So just my name, Jack Park's Drums at.
And make sure you fucking check him out, people, because he's one of the best out there, what he does, and I mean that.
Oh, dude.
Good shit.
Too kind.
Good shit.
And honestly, man, thank you so much for asking me to come on and be a part of this, man. It means a lot to be dealing with guys like yourself and working alongside such legends. You inspire me, brother. And a lot of other guys out there and girls, and it inspires me every day as a player. And I'm really thankful for the community that we have.
Yeah.
And we need more drummers in the world. Simple as that.
we do. Well, we'll keep the circle of love going, I'm sure. And I want to keep this going with the interviews and stuff, and just get like-minded people on here, which we have been doing. So cool, man. Well, you could go back to sleep, but I'm guessing you're just going to get on with your day. I actually, what time is it? I might go to bed, but yeah, man. I think it's really cool talking to people and drummers and stuff. I've only done one interview before this with Andrew Scott, and it's cool talking to different players and kind of getting their insight on life and how they approach things. And I think people don't like to think it, but we're all kind of in the same boat together on this journey, of whatever journey you're on, you know, as a musician. And it's cool that you meet people online or you meet people through music that you wouldn't think you would have met in real life. If I saw you walking down the street, I wouldn't be like, hey man, do you fucking play drums? Like, you know, it wouldn't occur to me. And the same with when I interviewed Andrew, it was like, you just click and you just get on. And so is there any drum companies or anything you want to shout out, or anyone that's
I can shout out to I've been fortunate enough to be playing Winston Drumsticks from Sweden.
Yes,
those guys are legends, and the main distributor here in Australia, Pro Music Australia, they've been supporting me and really getting behind my work, which I'm so appreciative of. Those guys, absolute legends. I love their products, and you know, I'm always stoked with playing stuff that I genuinely believe in and genuinely think are great products, because I won't play anything that is shit,
Yeah.
or just because, you know, even if I was getting paid to play something, if it's not great and I don't feel great playing it, and I don't believe in it, then I'm not going to play it. So all the way.
And if they don't believe it,
that's my shout out.
If they don't believe in you as well, is a big thing. It's, you know, it's definitely a two-way kind of thing. What model of sticks are you playing by Vincent now then?
Yep. Yeah, so I'm actually I used to be a 5B player, but I've in recent years been 5A, and I've just stepped up to Winston drumsticks 5A XL. So bit more length on the stick, which I'm finding is really actually. I didn't think it would make much difference, but it actually does.
Yeah.
Particularly when you're in the grid of songs and playing, you've just got that bit of extra length, which
always helps.
Bit of extra length always helps, mate. Yeah. So,
yeah. No,
so,
that's cool, man. 5As, fuck. I mean, I never thought you'd go down to 5As. It's a weird one because I've been having a stick battle at the moment of just with Vic Firth sticks, like changing here and there and trying to find out. I was always, for years and years and years, an extreme 5B player, which is basically what you're on about. It's a 5B with a bit more length. And I was the same. I didn't realise just that tiny bit more length, the amount of throw you get is just crazy compared to what you would normally get on just like a 5B. But now, ironically, I've gone down to a 5B, and I'm kind of switching between that and like they do Vic Firth rock sticks, which are like, I don't know if you, I don't like, they're really fucking thick and they've got this like acorn kind of like head. And I wrap them as well, but like, compared to
the wrap's cool, man. That must help.
The wrap is a weird one because obviously I did get it from like, Taylor Hawkins is using wrap and stuff, but I've been accustomed to it now for a while because a lot of drummers don't fucking work when they're buying the drum kit. They don't fucking sweat like we do. And as much as people love to say like, whoa, if you're dropping sticks, you have bad technique. No, if I'm fucking sweating all the fucking time, or just imagine a tennis racket without any grip on it. You know, they're swinging fucking volleys. It's great to have because I think it really does loosen your hands up and kind of keep them on the stick at the same time. But yeah, I've been getting into drumming gloves as well. Never thought I'd say that. Man. I never thought I'd say that.
You rock those hard, bro. You rock those hard. Yeah. I think they look good on you, man.
It was funny because do you know a band called Beartooth? They're from the US.
Yes. Yeah. I have heard of Beartooth. Yeah.
Connor Dennis, the drummer in that. Do you follow Connor?
I don't think I do currently, but I'll have to get on there.
He's fucking great. But we've been in contact for a while, and I started wearing the gloves, and he messaged me, and he was like, how is it that any drummer that wears gloves, you look at them and you just go, yeah, it's fucking pussy wearing gloves. But when you wear gloves, or Tommy Lee wears gloves, you're like, what did he say? He was like, how can I be as rock and roll as you? And I was like, they're fucking drumming gloves, man. But anyway,
he's right, man.
He's right. I got the Vic Firth drumming gloves, and they're really cool because they've got like on the index and your thumb, they've got the grip, but then on the rest of it, it's just like leather. So it's not all grip. So it's where the fulcrum is, that's where the grip is. And it really makes you, when you're playing like really long, hard rock shows, I don't use them when I'm just practicing, but like when you're playing like really fucking hard rock shows, they're great. Like, they're wicked. They just work. You don't need to worry about holding on for dear life and stuff. I don't know. It's a weird one because people would look at you and like Dave Elich and teachers like that and be like, this guy's grip is fucked, blah, 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 technique. But, you know, I know that you've had some issues with your shoulder and I've had issues with my shoulder. And I think, the way we play, and I'm sure, and I know that Aaron Gillespie has as well. Same as Connor, he's had issues with his shoulder and his elbow, whatever. Like, and you hear these horror stories of guys like, I can't play drums ever again because I did this. You know, with what we do, it's like you're hitting a nail with a hammer all day long. If you did that for 5 years, something's going to go wrong. Like, it's just going to go wrong. And injury prevention, I know, like, I don't know what, obviously you've had some issues with What happened? Is it getting better now, or is it like you
Yeah,
had it all strapped up? Didn't you?
I actually I went and got dry. I had dry needling.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
So yeah, and that was I didn't realize how effective that treatment was. So they stuck 7 needles in my back.
It's weird,
triggering
isn't it?
different. Oh, dude, it was so
Really
good.
weird.
I mean, if you're not, if you're not keen on needles, it's probably not the best. But it doesn't really hurt that much, and it's far more effective than just getting a remedial massage. That's what I've found in a short time, because I've had to prep for shows 2 days out, and I've had a lot of trouble with the shoulder, and that's what I've found has been my new go-to and so it's good now. Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. It's a weird one because you see all your heroes killing it when you're younger or whatever, even now, and you're like, I need to hit as hard as them, and I need to go as ham as them. But what you don't realize, people like Ray Luzier or whoever it is, they're just all like super relaxed, but they're throwing up here, and it's like they're just so loosey-goosey, whereas when I used to play when I was younger, I would just be holding on for dear life and just playing as hard as I fucking could. And something just went wrong with my technique.
So what was your injury? Was it mainly?
Yeah, mine was, it was right before the Kiss tour, and it kind of happened on the Kiss tour. It was basically like I only found out 2 years ago what it was. It's like a small labrum tear in my right shoulder. And where the labrum is if you've got your shoulder socket like this and it goes in, that's your shoulder, and it's rotating like this. The labrum is like at the top where your socket is like the jello-y part here. And I had like a small tear in the labrum. So after shows, I couldn't like feel my fucking right arm or anything like that, and it was really freaking me out. And I was like, I need to do something about it, because otherwise, I don't think I'm going to be able to play drums again. Like, it was really fucking bad. So over the last like 3 years, I decided I was quite a big boy back then. I used to just eat fucking pizza all day and just be like, oh, I don't care. I play drums every night. I don't care. Whereas now, you've got to treat... I know it's just stupid to say this, but you've got to treat yourself like an athlete. You really do. Because if you're playing jazz or whatever... Okay, maybe not. But if you're playing metal music or all of those guys, the reason why they're so ripped and shit is because they do. They treat their job like they're an athlete, and you got to make sure that 100%. When you're coming off stage, that you're not fucking drinking a 6-pack of beer and eating a pizza or whatever. Like, I used to do that shit all the time. I mean, sure, you can do it for a few nights, but you feel the effect of it. And yeah, what happened was all that shit, and I was like, right, I need to go get it sorted out. So I went to chiropractor, and they said, this is what's going on. It's not that bad, but if you carry on the way you're playing, it's going to get worse, and you're probably going to have surgery in the future. So I was like, fuck. I was like, okay, so I need to sort out my health, because that's one of the main things. So I started working out like a bitch. My diet, I had to change them. Like I had to remove sugar, or take down the sugar content. And 3 or 4 years, like, touch wood, I'm getting an MRI scan soon to see if it's getting any better. But the pain when I'm drumming and stuff, it's gone. So not gone. It's still there, but it's not. It's nowhere near as bad as it was. And what people don't realize about injuries with drumming and music in general is, like, it's not going to be cured overnight. It won't even be cured in a year. You have to fucking keep working at it every fucking day and do therapy and whatever it is. But yeah, and it's an interesting topic because, I talk to a lot of guys who bash the shit out of the drums, and they're like, I've never had an injury and I've never had this. And I don't know what it is. I think it might be like, like when you go blind or deaf. I think it's just hereditary. I don't know. It happens quickly to some people, and some other people it never happens. So yeah, people always underestimate like rock drumming in general.
Oh man, it's totally like, before I was a drummer, I was playing semi-professional Australian football, which is that was a lot of training and stuff. But even now drumming, now that obviously that was a long time ago, but being a drummer now, yeah, I don't think people appreciate actually how physically demanding it is, night in, night out, day in, day out. And as you said, you say you've got your exercises now. I had the same advice too. You know, you treat yourself like an athlete, and that way you actually, I found that by doing that, you actually feel better going in, sitting down on your throne and going into battle.
Yeah. Definitely, man.
You feel equipped and you feel like you're ready. And, you know, if you're eating pizza and drinking beers every night, it definitely does have an effect. And your body tells you that by, tearing muscles.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a weird thing that can sometimes happen or will never happen, you know, but it's always
But
good.
yeah, as I was saying, like that comparison from, you know, playing that level of football, the drumming, now with what we do, like the style that you play, like there's not it's the same mentality, man. You just got to, look after yourself and train other parts. People just think you get into, you know, so much. I found it's so much more beneficial. Not once you step outside the drum room, is you're working on yourself in other areas, you know, whether it be, as you say, diet and exercise and aerobic fitness and yeah. Sorry, dude. Cut you off there.
No. Stay fit, stay healthy. But it's a big. I think it's a big learning curve you go through as a player, and I think a lot of guys never go through it, or they go through it really bad. They're like, oh shit, I need to fucking sort. Because that's the thing. When I got that kind of thing of like, oh, you might have to have surgery, I was like, fuck that. I am not, like, this is the thing I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't care if I'm rich, I don't care if I'm poor. This is what I want to do, and just tell me what I got to do to fix this.
Yeah.
And I'll do it. But yeah, it's a scary thought when someone says something like that, and you're just like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah,
but
man.
You know,
reality check.
You can have a pizza.
Oh well,
whenever you want.
Man, this is a good way to end a podcast.
Yeah, about mental health, fitness, and fucking a drumming podcast. Anyway, no, it's just good. It's good to reveal things that people might not realize and people not, you know, take for granted, because sometimes it can catch up on you, and it caught up on me. But you know, just gotta fucking get on with it. You know.
And look at you now, you beast.
No show and tell. But look, Jack Parks, thank you very much for joining me on the Breeze Lair podcast. We'll obviously put all the links and stuff, socials, all that good stuff. And I really do appreciate you coming on here, man. I know you said that, you know, I inspire you, but likewise, man. And we need to keep this going in the times of COVID and onwards. I just like seeing people's journeys. It's cool to watch, and you know, just keep in contact. And maybe we'll see each other in real life one day. That's going to be the next weird step. You know, we talk to each other on Zoom, and then we meet each other in real life.
Yeah, it'll happen, brother. Yeah, no, honestly, thanks so much for having me, man. And
oh, he's gone.
There
he is.
Hello. Yeah. Honestly, thanks so much for having me, man. And to all the guys watching, thank you. And we appreciate you as artists. And it's probably a lot of artists watching this. So, yeah, thinking of you all during this time, and we're all in it together. So, cheers, guys.
Man. We are. On that note, thank you very much for listening or watching, wherever you're doing on the podcast. This will be available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. I'll put the video and stuff up on YouTube so you can see our two beautiful faces. And it's goodbye from me, Adam Breeze. And thank you very much, Jack Parks. Take us out with something cool, a word of advice to any artist out there, or musician, whatever. You've got to come up with a one-liner.
Persistence.
Persistence is key. All right. Cheers, guys.
Is that good enough?
That's good enough. Fuck it.
All right.
That's great. All right, man. Thanks again, dude. Talk soon.
See you guys.
All right. See you later. Or stop recording there. Yeah, man. Fucking great.
to the